Every cowgirl's dream is that 1 in a million horse. A horse with heart, a horse that you can trust with your life, a true partner. I had that horse, and her name was Oreo. Oreo was given to me in 2002. She's a quarter horse Arab cross, and she'd had a few owners before she came to live with me, and so she didn't have a lot of stability, and she was pretty skittish when I first got her. But I knew she had such a big heart and such a willingness to please. And after a couple of parades, a few rodeos, and a whole bunch of other events in her life, and eventually trick riding, she became an unbelievable horse, just an absolute wonder horse. And Oreo and I created a partnership and bond that was pretty unbelievable for the next 20 years.
Here it is with the American flag, Janine Willis. All right, as the ensemble makes their way, it's going to be 12 girls, including our flag carrier, with Brandy Reinhardt, our co-captain, along with Katina O'Connor and Jan Mendoza, our median trick rider. Alicia Hutchinson joins the group. All right, now watch this one. They're going to cross 4 right in the center. You want to talk about some danger? You better know your routines here. They started at 2, then they come across the 4. These two ladies are going to do painted lady style. You betcha, Folsom Pro Rodeo, and look what we got there, Jan Mendoza and Heather Gamble. Throwing a little cowgirl trick riding there.
For several years, Oreo and I performed with the Painted Ladies Rodeo Performers, and it's a high-precision drill team. And we performed at many California pro rodeos, every year at the California State Fair, county fairs, other large horse expos, you name it, we performed there. And to keep things exciting, we started to incorporate trick riding into our routine. And this is something that I'd never done before, so I went and took lessons. Oreo had never done it before, so I started to teach her what she needed to do. And she took to it quite fast. And talk about putting your trust into your horse to the extreme. That's trick riding.
We are on the way to Hollywood. We're just somewhere outside of Bakersfield right now. What's going on in there, Oreo? You having a nice ride?
These rodeo performers. Their gorgeous red velvet shirts are adorned with ornaments, Swarovski crystals, and white leather fringe down the sleeves. And look at the horses, all have unique patterns. No 2 American painted horses ever alike.
Riding in the Hollywood Christmas Parade was quite something. We did it 4 times with the Painted Ladies Rodeo Performers. We started out on the red carpet in front of the Grauman's Chinese Theater with national television camera booms crossing our faces as the horses made their way down the parade route on that red carpet. It was always at night, and it was a little creepy. Sometimes it was windy, sometimes it was very cold, and we had to go down Hollywood Boulevard, make a right on Vine, and then we headed up the Sunset Strip. In 2005, the Painted Ladies rodeo performers were accepted for the first time in the Tournament of Roses parade. And 4 days before Christmas, I was walking to my commuter bus and I was hit by a hit-and-run driver. I went up onto his hood, hit the windshield, flew out into the road. I broke my left foot, sprained my right foot. I had many bruises. I was pretty messed up. So needless to say, Oreo and I had to stay home that year. In 2006, the Painted Ladies were accepted into the Rose Parade again, and this time I did get to ride into the parade, but this is the year that it rained. It had not rained on that parade in 51 years, but it rained on this day. And it not only rained, it poured.
Well, I'll tell you something, we're live from the Tournament of Roses parade, and this will be a year when we make history. You know, like it or not, it is going to rain. Mother Nature has decided that since 1955 it hasn't rained. 2006 will be the year that it does rain, but we are prepared for it. And you know, when you think about it, you'll be able to say to yourself, you remember back in 2006 when it rained and we had 2 to 4 inches of rain on Colorado Boulevard and the horses almost had to have trolling motors? It was pretty exciting.
So try and keep that in mind. If something should happen, you know what to do. As far as the marshals and so forth, your marshals should know what's going on. Keep abreast of where you're at. Look ahead. See if there's plastic, and you know how to account and take the evasive action if needed. Okay?
We had to stand in the staging area all dressed to the hilt in our Rose Parade costumes in the pouring rain for well over an hour, maybe an hour and a half or so. And it was freezing rain. It was not a warm rain. It was a cold winter rain. We were absolutely drenched by the time we got to camera row, where the national television cameras now have their eyes on us. Oh, makeup running down my face, I had water going down my sleeve, my boots filled up with water, and we still had 5.5 miles to ride to the end of the parade route.
Good job. We just cannot keep those camera lenses dry. There's nothing wrong with your set. It's just a lot of rain coming down. A huge Pacific storm is moving through the Southern California area, and it really fired up about an hour and a half just before parade time. It had been raining since last night, but not hard. And then this morning, wham, bam, thank you, man. We really got hit.
After several years riding with the Painted Ladies, I decided to make trick riding my focus. I was fortunate enough to find the legendary Hollywood stuntman, trick riding champion, and trick roper Rex Rossi living in the foothills not too far from my house. Rex worked with me and Oreo to give us the confidence to start a new venture and to teach others what we had learned. I found some daring riders along the way who were willing to learn to trick ride, and the Radical Riders Trick Team was formed. Dear Oreo, you carried me through thick and thin. With grace and strength, you ran like the wind. You had a heart and a spirit that never did waver. And without hesitation, you always jumped into that trailer. Heading down the rodeo road to please the big crowds, you showed them how it's done and you made us all proud. You gave it your all till you couldn't anymore. I saw in your eyes times were not like before. With a heavy heart, it's goodbye, my dear friend. At the end of the trail is where I'll see you again.